What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. We're here for a new episode of the San Diego Chargers Flashback franchise here at the beginning of the 2015 draft, where we're coming off a garbage year and we hold the number 2 pick in the draft. I'd wait. I'd let the video get uploaded to see what you guys were thinking in the comment section below. And I'm not going to say I'm surprised. I was a little bit taken back as to how many people wanted me to give up on Phillip Rivers and to grab Marcus Mariota. It was always an option. I was very open-minded with the idea that if someone could give me a reason why we should be giving up on Phillip Rivers for Mariota, I'd be open to it. Obviously, he's 33. It is time to start considering getting a new quarterback, even though Phillip Rivers played, until he's almost 40, right? And, Madden's not the same as that. We've already seen Tom Brady retire. But we also have other significant needs. Like, if we view the idea that, like, with Antonio Gates, with Phillip Rivers, with McNeil's in his 30s now, with Sean Merriman, who's getting up there in age, with Eric Weddle's getting up there in age, with Cromartie, that's getting up there in age, that we still, like, Phillip Rivers gives us the best chance to win over the next season or two versus, say, drafting a Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota. Then we needed to go at the other end of this spectrum and maybe look at who's the best impact playmaker that can help us right now. Also, I would be hesitant to say that I have a plan. Like, I kind of have, like, for certain players in this flashback, I'm like, I know kind of at least a team or two. I'd say a lot of players I don't care about. But I was, every now and again, there's, like, for someone like Marcus Mariota, I have about 2 other teams that I was like, those are the teams I want to draft Mariota when, if possible, when it happens. But then again, there's a chance that when I get to those teams, we're not picking in a position to get a good player like that. Either way, I took some consideration, and it will not be the Marcus Mariota rebuild just yet. And I'm going to look through the comments, and the second most popular player was Leonard Williams. This is kind of the guy I was leaning towards when we left the last video. So we will be selecting number 2 overall, perfect scheme fit for our defense, helps us continue this win now. I think the way that this can prove itself to be the right decision is if, like, this year, Phillip Rivers plays well and we get back in the playoffs. If that happens, then I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people being like, you really screwed up by not getting Marcus Mariota here in this Chargers rebuild, because I think we're going to gamble that we could still win within this window. We still have an almost 90 overall quarterback who should still remain 85 plus for hopefully another 2 years or so. So Leonard Williams is going to be our pick here at 2 overall, and he is an absolute monster. Number 4 in true value, getting him at 2, but he's an 80 overall with a hidden dev trait, scheme fit. He's a scheme fit, and he's also a scheme fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a power rusher. His archetype is a scheme fit. He's also very much a 3-4 defensive end. 85 power move, 87 strength, 90 block shed, already 85 awareness, 83 pursuit. What an absolute beast Leonard Williams is. And you gotta remember, Leonard Williams, at this time, a lot of people had him as the best non-quarterback. I mean, best non-quarterback's tough because quarterbacks are always going to go 1 and 2. A lot of people, myself included, had Leonard Williams, if not top 2 for pound players in this draft. It was really surprising when he slipped to the Jets in real life. I was like, what's going on here? And while you look at his time with the New York Jets, it's maybe a little bit underwhelming from the player he is an absolute monster right now with the New York Giants ever since he got traded there. Like, last year, he was like a fringe, like almost all-pro type talent. He was taking games over, and hopefully that's the Leonard Williams we get from the get-go here with the Chargers. So if you're watching this, you're like, oh man, I really hope for Mariota. There is a plan for Mariota. Hopefully that plan pans out down the line. We're actually in a position now to, like, reunite a player. We're almost like BPA at this point. And when you look at my team, you're like, okay, well, we could use another wide receiver for sure if we're going on the offensive side, because right now we have Keenan Allen and Allen Robinson, which is great. But beyond that, there's a big drop-off. We could go a running back. We saw Melvin Gordon was still there. And Melvin Gordon could very much complement Eddie Lacy, but defensively, we're set. Like, you could use another middle linebacker. People wanted me to get Kendricks. He's unfortunately still not there on the board. He went in the first round. Really getting a look here at players that could be in selection for pick 2. I mean, we got Eric Rowe as a good combine and still a first-round corner, and we could, maybe move him to safety or something like that. For linebacker, Quan Alexander in the 4th round. If say we can reach him in the 3rd round, I might try and do that just because we so desperately need another middle linebacker that can play next to Bobby Wagner. D-line, our D-line is fine. We're stout. We're good there. On the offensive line, we could always grab like a BPA. Laken Tomlinson here, first rounder in terms of talent. You got to remember, these are Madden rookie ratings. So your first rounder rookie rating, it's most like he's probably like high 70s, mid 70s at the worst. I just don't think we're that bad. So it's like, all right, a wide receiver. Like, I don't really like. I feel like if I pick Tyler Lockett at pick 2, I don't know. I don't necessarily say that's cheesy. But I feel like it's a little early. The fact that we're pretty much in the 1st round still, even though we are in the 2nd round, but we're pretty much, that's like, we're picked 34 and getting a guy that's supposed to go in the 3rd round at 34. That's like, I'd be much more inclined in the 3rd round to get someone like Jamison Crowder. But I don't know. It's like, what's best for the team? And then given the fact that Melvin Gordon is still on the board, we're looking to build. And then the same can be said like then. If we don't get Melvin Gordon here, we might be able to, in the 3rd round, to get a David Johnson, Duke Johnson, Tevin Coleman, who also would be a good complement to Eddie Lacy. It's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. I'm going to get Melvin Gordon because he went to the Chargers. Kind of makes sense. Early 1st rounder in terms of talent, and he's already almost better than Eddie Lacy. 79 hidden dev, number 7 in true value, getting him at 34. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Melvin Gordon, much like Keenan Allen, is back here with the Chargers. Need a slot. Not even going to think about it. James Crowder's still there. Burn it. 67 hidden dev. But we know, once he gets out there, one of the best, most underrated slot wide receivers in the NFL. We lucked out so bad. I literally forgot that we needed Quan Alexander, and he is still there. The benefit of picking at the top end of the draft. 67 as well. Hidden dev, number 73. In true value. This is an all-time draft class for the name value, for the talent that we're getting. We're not one to highlight or try to cheese ours because you're just cheesing yourself, right? The more you just take advantage of the draft and just try to draft the best players, sure, you're gonna look good, but it's gonna feel a little bit lame because just like, oh wow, there's no challenge here. I just cheesed it, and I'm taking this as lucked out. We lucked out. The fact that Quan Alexander was still there in the 4th round. It's a sign. It's a sign this was meant to be. Draft recap, very good draft. It's going to be a very important draft, and I think, if not this year, that we see the immediate returns, which we're hoping for because we're gambling on Phillip Rivers. But 3-4 years down the line, these guys here are all most likely going to be impact playmakers for our squad. We finished out. We got John Feliciano at guard, Shaquillo at outside linebacker, and Ryan Murphy at safety. All these guys, for the most part, were just because we only had one player, we lacking depth at those spots, and they were also scheme fits. But Quan Alexander will now be starting middle linebacker. He went down a rating, which is a little bit weird. So he started as a 66, but he has that hidden depth trait. He should hit the ground running. And Crowder will be a starting slot wide receiver. Melvin Gordon, I might actually propel him to be our starting running back just to maximize that depth trait and the fact that he's a year or two younger than Eddie Lacy. And big old Leonard Williams, let's go, boy. I hope he got that superstar dev. I don't know for sure, though. So while we were in the preseason, a big storyline here for the San Diego Chargers was Kelvin Benjamin. We drafted as a wide receiver out of Florida State, converted him to a tight end. We got a little bit of skill upgrade here. This is only week 2 of the preseason, but Kelvin Benjamin has undertaken the transition to becoming an elite tight end, or trying his best to become an elite tight end, to heart. He went into this offseason 6'5", 240 pounds, and good God, 6'5", 270. He went from a 49 overall to a 62 overall blocking tight end. The fact that he is really putting the work to up his blocking, his diet has definitely improved. I mean, it's not 30 pounds of muscle, but Kelvin Benjamin is fully embracing the grind to transition from wide receiver to tight end. He doesn't just want to be a glorified wide receiver playing tight end. He gets to learn from the GOAT, Antonio Gates. Gates told him to bulk up at any cost. So a lot of Wendy's. It's in California, right? You guys got what? In-N-Out Burger. A lot of In-N-Out Burger. But I appreciate it. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Kelvin Benjamin. Midway point thereabouts, week 10, and we're 6-2. Our faith in Phil Rivers paid off. We're still at first place in the division, but tied with the Denver Broncos. There we have 8 contracts. First, we had Sean Merriman, who again, For better or for worse, I'm just going to keep trying to keep him on the squad. Mo Wilkerson on the D-line absolutely need to be a part of our plans. $125 million. While his sacks are never elite, he's one of those guys that you just know makes everyone else better on the defensive side. I mean, Jaron Hosley's not bad. That's actually kind of an expensive contract. Given the fact, we'll pick him over Kason if we had to pick one of the two corners, and we got him locked up. I'd like Eric Weddle to retire as a Charger. I'd like Antonio. Oh my God, that's just. I have to. I know Charger fans, we got Kelvin Benjamin, but we can't let Antonio Gates walk. So yeah, we should be able to re-sign Wilkerson and Sean Merriman, but I don't think once those contracts go through, we're gonna have any money to sign any free agents. But I'm fine with it because we're still, an A-tier roster, S-tier maybe. And then the season, gamble paid off. Trust in Phillip Rivers, 12-4, game ahead of the Broncos to win the AFC West. For a rookie dev scenario standpoint, Melvin Gordon, 85 superstar. Jamison Crowder went up. That is a lot of points. 9 over. I mean, he started from the slot, so 9 points is not outrageous, but that's a hell of a development in there for Crowder. Makes up for the fact that he's only a silver dev. And then on the defensive side, Quan Alexander is also a star dev, 70. Not nearly as much development there. But, I'm not too upset about that. As we look at the stats, I think Phillip Rivers actually had a pretty good year. There was 2 weeks that he had 5 touchdowns. Yeah, top 5 quarterback. 4,900 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 picks. That's probably up there with any season he's had for us. Actually, no, not really. Last year was a bad year, and that's pretty much on par with what he's done, except from a yardage stage. But that's a big uptick in yardage. So I'm going to try to see who had the breakout year at wide receiver. Almost 1,100 yards, 7 for Gordon, 7 and 9 for Eddie Lacy. So that 1-2 punch at running back, very much working out here for the Chargers. Receiving, 75 catches, almost 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, beast. Almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Allen Robinson, 878 and 4. Jamison Crowder, 8 and 7. Antonio Gates, almost 5 and 6 for Kelvin Benjamin. So we must have been running a lot of 2 tight end sets. I'm fine with that. And then defensively, Bobby Wagner was 120 tackles. We got 9 sacks for the rookie Leonard Williams, 8.5 Mo Wilkerson. So we're pretty much trying to be the Jets from the mid-2000s. Both Williams and Wilkerson were there. And I think Ellis was there too, man. Unless I'm mistaking him for another Ellis that used to play in the D-line. We're the Jets. And didn't Cromartie play for the Jets for a little bit? Oddly enough. Where's Rex Ryan? Anyone? Feet? Anyone know where some good hot feet actions at for Rex Ryan? Jay Cutler yet again wins MVP, but we know this. Jay Cutler from our Bears flashback rebuild. He's an absolute monster. Phillip Rivers coming in at number 3. And the AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Phillip Rivers. We might have Old Man Rivers going up a dev trade here, fellas. Defensive Player of the Year went to Luke Kuechly. For the rest of our Chargers, Melvin Gordon was the runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Eric Kendricks, we wanted him so badly in the second round. A lot of you guys in the comments said that's where we should go, and obviously we would if he was still there. But we got Leonard Williams as a runner-up there at number 2. Quan Alexander at number 6. For best quarterback went to Phillip Rivers. Best wide receiver went to Keenan Allen. I'll take that, man. That's a lot of success for the Chargers here as we look for, our 3rd Super Bowl. And it's going to start here in the divisional round as we get to chill for the bye. We got Antonio Gates getting ready for his retirement. We might as well do this just because for the sim, I feel like higher morale. Maybe you get a better roll of the dice when it comes to the sim, or at least when it comes to someone making a big play in the sim. So we'll talk to Marcus McNeil here, who's going to hype up the rest of the squad and give them the plus 20 morale for the offense as we get ready to take on the 12-4 Cincinnati Bengals in the division round. Let's look at their team. What are they working with? They got, wow, that's a lot of X factors. Holy shit. Cam Jordan, Keith Rivers, Earl Thomas, Kevin Williams, Ray Maluka, Roddy White, DJ Hackett, and Daryl Blackstock. I know all of them except that guy. X factors. Jesus. And then they got Whitworth, John Joseph, Aaron Donald, Jameis Winston, Cam Chancellor. They got Cameron, but this is, whoa. Oh, that's a stacked team. This is gonna be an all-timer. This is gonna be an all-time classic. All right, let's go, man. This game's, I'm gonna be intrigued. There's so much all-star talent. This is almost a goddamn Pro Bowl between two teams here, the Bengals and the Chargers. Bengals get 2 field goals and a touchdown really in the first quarter. Chargers looking to get it going. We get a safety, so the defense starts things up. That provides a spark for the offense. 2 straight touchdowns, a 3-point lead, 4-point deficit, 1-point deficit going into the second half. So it's totally within reach as long as we start getting some touchdowns here, which we do. 25-27. They're just so efficient. They have not. It feels like they have not settled for a field goal. When they get in position for a touchdown, Jameis Winston and company have hit it, and there you have, man. They're juggernauts. That's a ridiculous team there for the Bengals. Like, we played the Jets. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. The Jets were scary good. And that's a ridiculous Bengals team. But, you know, I'll tell you right now, shout out to whoever shut down Keenan Allen. 1 catch, 8 yards. But Phillip Rivers was not the reason why. Like, if there's a reason to complain, nitpick, C4, you should have went Mariota. Maybe we should have went Jameis Winston. But Phillip Rivers was outstanding this year. In this game, 73% completion percentage, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Was hardly on Phillip Rivers. Look at that. Melvin Gordon, only 39 yards rushing. The Bengals defense just took this game over. That's what happens when you have a bunch of X factors, and that's not including a superstar Aaron Donald on your squad. Let's get a deeper dive here. Like, this is honestly, like, from a talent standpoint, maybe one of, like, the most, like, you know, highly contested games from talent. Both quarterbacks, 4 touchdowns, no picks. They had Javid Best, 107. Like, there they go. They actually had a run game and some productivity there. So I don't really want to talk about Scott Chandler, who's like a role player for the Bills. Spoken us. Old man Gates, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. If this is his final game, go out on top, I suppose. Roddy White had a tutty. Cam Braid had a score there. Defensively, Keith Rivers made plays all over the field. Not a lot of sacks. Kevin Williams, formerly the Williams Wall, got the sack there. No interception. So, like, it wasn't a lot of defense being played. Honestly, I'm not going to be too upset or too triggered or too anything like that about this game, man. The better team won. It was a close matchup. It just sucks to be one and done. As we close out the year, the Bengals went on to the Super Bowl. They did lose to the Philadelphia Eagles 33-21, but at least they went on a run. We know he lost to the team that went on to do a lot of damage for retirements. Nothing too there, but the dev traits look good, fellas. On the offensive side of the ball, old man Phillip Rivers finally got himself that superstar dev at 34 years old. So kudos to that. We have Keenan Allen is now up to a superstar X Factor after 1,300 yards, 13 tutties. I don't think anything else has changed on the offense. Defensively, though, Bobby Wagner is up to his X Factor here. Gets the reinforcement ability, and at 90 overall, we'll have an opportunity to give him the Enforcer, which is absolutely what we want to give him. You know, or even Film Study wouldn't be too bad. But Bobby Wagner, very much deservedly so, up to his superstar X Factor. Leonard Williams came out as a superstar dev, so for a number 2 overall pick, Factor is already up to an 86 superstar. I am very happy with that. As we get ready to say goodbye, Kayson's going to be going in free agency. Same, I didn't Housley leave as well. I can't remember if I re-signed him or not. But generally, we're going to be going to this offseason needing some corner help. I think corner help is going to be important. And maybe trying to get younger on the offensive line would be an area. And we're going to have to wait to see if Gates retires at a little bit later into this offseason. I think he's going to return, which will be pretty good and big get for our squad. But we got some X factors. Our team just continues to get better. So while we won't be able to spend a lot of money in free agency, again, you look at this, because we spent a lot of money to retain a lot of our veterans, Gates and Sean Merriman and stuff. But, like, where are we going to need to spend our money in free agency anyway if we had it, given our squad? Like, there's no holes that really need to be filled outside of getting younger and just having good young drafts. So we're good with it, man. Let's get into the offseason. We got no money. We're $260K in the red, so we'll just cut like 2 or 3 of our depth players to get under the salary cap for the draft. So actually, I'm not going to be recording the next episode after this, so I'm going to let you guys yet again to get your input in the comment section below as to where we should go with this draft. And as always, if I had a more compelling argument to draft Marcus Mariota, for an example, I might have pulled the trigger. If someone could have convinced me that this was the proper time to use him. So let's see. Looking at where we could get better as a squad. Like, again, just getting younger in the offensive line. McNeil's 32. Clint Bowling at left guard we're good there. How old's Velda here? He has to be getting up there. He's 29. Vasquez probably in the same range, 29. So we could get younger in the offensive line, but it's not really a top priority. Defense is where I definitely think we definitely need to go corner here. We just re-signed J-Rod Hosley. I think he's a solid slot corner, 79. He's only 25. He should peak. If we can get a dev trade, that'd be great. But if not, he's going to be a guy that's going to be like 83, 84 at his peak in the slot. And that's more than good enough to be a slot. But we definitely need a corner that can play on the outside. It's never a bad time to get an edge rusher, given the fact that we kind of are just like getting up there with Sean Merriman. It's only a matter of time till he could surprisingly retire. And I mean, we got Shaq Barrett. He's young. He's 23. We're trying to make him a power rusher scheme fit, so that's why his overall's not shooting up. But we could use an edge rusher, you know, a younger edge rusher for sure. You could say get Eric Weddle's replacement. We don't have a lot of depth at free safety. He's actually our only free safety on the roster right now. But clearly our biggest need is outside corner. So we're here at pick 28. Got a censored Ragland there that just went to the Browns out of Alabama. So understanding our needs, offensive line. Oh my God, Carson Wentz is there. Again, I mean, you know what? If we could, Paxton Lynch. Oh, that censor bug is so annoying. But Wentz is there. I mean, I could be intrigued, I guess, to get our replacement there. You look at the offensive line. No one on the offensive line is worthy of our first round selection. Right now, it's Carson Wentz. We got Jihad Ward. We need speed rushers is what we're looking for. So we have Yannick Ngakoue. That might be a little bit more up our alley because that's just for our outside linebackers. But Jihad Ward there. But again, you're not really going to burn a first round pick there. We have Noah Spence, speed rusher. I don't even know who that is. Charles something out of Oklahoma. I think he was on the Cowboys if I had to guess. My God, man, these names. Zettel? What's wrong with Zettel? Why is that censored? God damn it, man. Like, I'll tell you right now, I know a lot of people going through this bug. I thought I had connections to try to get things fixed. Like, I've gone to people that, like, 100% could very well get back to me and say, yeah, we're working on this, and they haven't. So, my request to fix this bug for what power I have has kind of fallen on deaf ears, which is definitely disappointing because this is a very, very annoying bug. We got Kenny Clark here. How is he only a second round? I know we're using the actual Madden range, but Kenny Clark was a beast. We don't need to get better on the D-line, even though there are some players there. I mean, it's, you know, it's interesting. Vernon Butler, Kenny Clark, Chris Jones, Ashawn Robinson, Jerron Reed. All those guys would be great gets for our defensive line, and there's a lot of names that are not coming up here. Outside linebacker, Kevin Dodd, speed rusher. Kamale Correa, speed rusher. Matt Judon there in the 4th round fits our scheme. Great athlete. Deion Jones, middle linebacker, don't really need that. Miles Jack, I mean, yeah, there's not a lot. We look at the corners. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I would say that these group of 4 here, the top 4, all are within the realm of possibility, realism to get really in the first round. Cyrus Jones, Mackenzie Alexander does have the first rounder. Xavier Howard, obviously, is a better player in real life, and I would absolutely jump on Xavier Howard. You guys think that's where we should go? Well, it's up to you. You got to let me know in the comment section below where we should go with pick 28. And please don't say Roberto Aguayo. So I think Wentz could be interesting. Obviously, you know how I feel about Carson Wentz right now. It's a little bit upsetting. And Xavier Howard clearly could be a plug and play. You know, you would assume that while his base rating is what it was in Madden when he was a rookie. So that's like, what's this, Madden 17? His dev trait's probably at least, you know, you want to think maybe a superstar. But let me know in the comment section below, Wentz, Howard, anything in between, where we should go. Shout out to EA for just ignoring my request to, hey, can we get some acknowledgement about this bug? They don't really care, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe when we get a patch soon, it'll fix it. But try my best, fellas. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with UNLV. It's my kid's birthday weekend, so I'm trying just to... I had to get this one out today on Saturday. I think I actually said yesterday. I did a Wentz Eagles video. I said UNLV build today. And I got just too buzzed last night. I got like halfway through it because I want to try to do 2 episodes or 2 games in 1 episode. And the second episode wasn't happening. So I figured tonight, once it's time to mellow out, once the kid's in bed, I can finish recording UNLV and I'll about to you guys first thing Sunday morning, sorry. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section below where we go with the pick. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. It's C4 saying peace out. Thanks for watching.